Okay, what's up? It is Monday today. That's how it works, right? It's Sunday and then it's Monday. Goddamn. So it's quite late in the day now. I've just been mixing and my camera was dead and I didn't charge it last night or over the weekend, so I just left it off and charged it. I'm just exporting some mix variations, so instrumental, a cappella, stems, buses, all that stuff, and then I probably will be doing the final stuff for a mix I've been working on this morning. I just needed a bit of a break. And then I'm thinking I'm going to try and finish the song that I'm going to release, the one that I've been working on where I'm singing, so yeah, that's kind of the rest of today, I think.
Walking with a smile, looking at the line, try to feel fine, but I don't know why. Walking with a smile, ash in my eyes, think it's time to leave here, go to somewhere better than this place. To the place I'd stay. Go to somewhere better than this place. Go to somewhere better than this place. I walk down by the lake. My reflection drives me away. Walking the one down lane, it's so broken, I'm the same. And I think I might be done here. To the place I'd stay, lit a match. Walked to the place I'd stay, lit a match. Watch the flame. I walked to the place I'd stay, lit a match. Watch the flame. Go to somewhere better than this place. Walking with a smile, looking at the light, trying to feel fine, but I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Where am I putting this thing? Okay. So, I found this on the side of the road, which is just like a cabinet. And my idea is it'd be good to have a bit more storage. Like, there's obviously space, but for like my shakers and cables and stuff, I was thinking drilling some holes and just kind of making like a multi-purpose storage thing. But yeah, we like it when it's free. I'm out of breath. It's in relatively good condition. The back is a little bit warped, but that's okay. Dust this first. You know what I need to do is one, figure out where my MIDI cables are. So basically I have a USB to MIDI cable coming out of my computer into my Kemper. So that's kind of giving it time signals basically, so it's on the same metronome BPM value as the DAW is. But then I have a digital delay pedal, and what I think hopefully do is run another MIDI cable out of the Kemper, because that's now on the right time, into the delay to then make the delay in time as well. So it'll be out of the Kemper into that pedal. But this does hinge on me actually having the cable.
These are the ones.
So hopefully this will be relatively easy. MIDI through or MIDI out? Let's try it out. Might be the case that it's the through actually. Oh, we'll see. Oh, this is so messy. Everything is always so messy in here. I guess I'm the problem really. And I want the MIDI in here. Was it even gonna work? Jammed. Might be right. Alright, let's see if it works. Alright, so 80 tempo. Right now, this says 143. So ideally, when I start playing, that'll sync up. So I might need to actually change the setting on this delay. Maybe it's some MIDI through. Aha! There we go. So today is like the first day that it's raining in Perth, the city that I live in, for the last like, I don't know, 6 months. It's been, I think, the driest like summer and autumn on record, which is wonderful. Really looking forward to the future. That actually. So I've kind of been considering this morning, really, after talking with my friend Dante, I was just thinking about, whether I think I'm enjoying this documenting of my life. Feels valuable, but I don't know whether I want to do it weekly or try to push it to daily and less edited. More of a just cameras on. It's just me chilling, talking, umming and ahhing, making music that sounds bad and not editing out the mistakes as much. Not that I really edit out the mistakes that much, I guess. I don't know which one to push. I think both could be valuable. I think kind of at the end of the day, doing this as a sort of opportunity out to sort of document life. I feel like just being able to look back and have all of this like footage would be awesome. And also, if it like is helpful or inspiring, or it helps get, the right person to see my work and then we work together. Like there's a lot of benefits, I think. It's just whether, is that like a 5 times a week or once a week kind of consistency, which is the thing that I'm trying to figure out. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try both. See which one feels better. So I don't really know what this is for. I don't know if this is for the week or the day. Just the difference in the vibe suddenly. Like it's cloudy, like properly cloudy today, and it's just so dark in here suddenly. I don't mind it. Like it was a hot summer, It was a hot summer. This place does not have great insulation. So on a 40-degree day, which is, what we get here, 40 degrees Celsius, it's brutal. Winter will be cold, but I'm kind of more, like I feel like I can just rug up, wear a jumper, wear little mittens if I have to. I feel like all of this stuff has to really be kind of in the context of fly on the wall, documenting. As I get busier kind of as a producer, as a mixing engineer, it's like I obviously need to be doing those tasks. And if I'm trying to, spend time making lots of videos, that could be problematic to the actual goal, right? Which is trying to make music. I don't want to be just, kind of like distracting myself from that goal. It's hard balancing stuff sometimes, It's just there's a lot of things you can do to help push like your career. There's so many different opportunities, whether that's making content or advertising or reaching out to people or getting really good at your craft or just all of this stuff. So many different things that it's just tough to like choose an avenue. And this applies to everything, not just music, anything. Fitness, do you focus on one particular thing? Do you try to like do lots of different types of you get what I'm saying, right? Like it's just lots of opportunity. Lots of opportunity and sometimes not enough time. Wish I had more time in a day. It's actually wild how dark this room is right now. Crazy how much clouds make a difference. I am bouncing out the first mix, so sometimes I do like mix 0.5, mix 0.75, and then mix 1. Obviously 0.5 and 0.75 are for me, mix 1 is for the artist. And you know, at this point in time, like, I've only been doing this for not that long, really. A year and a half kind of full time. So I'm by no means seasoned or like a veteran. But you know, like at this point I've done a fair few mixes. And it's just, you never feel like I mean, sometimes I'll feel like this is a good mix and I've nailed it, but most of the time I'm like, ooh, I'm not sure about that. You get in your head, you know, start to think about like all the flaws, and I think kind of naturally when you listen to something a lot, it's just, you start to hear all the bad things instead of the good things. It's kind of funny though. You definitely learn to push past it, which is nice. I think at one point in time I would have really been debilitated and like I can't send this yet. But I think at some point you kind of learn to trust that it's probably okay. Especially, you know, if you spent a lot of hours on something. And I've done kind of 3 iterations already, it's like generally probably okay. But to be honest, like this person I'm mixing for, love working with them, but they also do mixing. They just kind of wanted like a different set of ears on it. So it kind of makes me a little bit nervous. Usually I'm mixing for people who aren't very well versed in mixing, so that's definitely made me feel a bit more like I need to make sure this actually sounds good. Well, no, that's not true. I always try to make it sound good, but you know, just judgment comes in, you're like, damn. But that's the fun of it. It's art. I think it sounds pretty good. I wish I could show the mixing that I'm doing here and play it for you. I think what I would do, assuming that this kind of thing goes forward, I think what I would do is start getting permission, if I can, from artists to show the work that I'm doing, just snippets of it, because I think it would just be awesome to be able to actually, you know, you can actually hear what I'm doing rather than just like a montage or headphones, just to kind of show the different stuff that I'm working on and hopefully give exposure to the artists, you know, if this gets more than 10 views. I think that'd be cool. So if you're an artist who needs mixing, production, or both, and you'd like to have it in these videos, hit me up. So I think what I'm trying to do here, is I'm gonna try to do kind of 4 to 5 videos a week, which is kind of gonna be wild. That's a lot. I don't know if I'll actually be able to maintain it or not. Knowing me, I give up pretty quick. So I'm gonna combine yesterday's footage and today's footage into a video for tonight, which is Tuesday. It kind of terrifies me to be posting so much and also posting longer videos that are less edited. That just feels terrifying. But exciting. I feel like that kind of quantity just results in, you know, you actually improving at something. It's like mixing or production. If you want to get better at it, just do it lots, just write. I just produce, you know, a beat every day, 30 minutes to an hour. Doesn't have to be good, can be the worst thing ever, but as long as you do it, you improve, you get faster. And same with mixing. My mixing improved so much when I started doing it full time and actually just started mixing more often, which makes, you know, obviously, like that makes sense. But I feel like when you're kind of on the outset looking in, you're not really thinking about it in a way that, like, I don't know, it just doesn't click. You're not like, oh, I need to do it more. You're just like, how do I get better? But you get better by doing it more. Like, it's kind of wild, to be honest. You improve really quickly once you start doing it daily. Just get the reps in, which makes sense. That makes perfect sense, obviously. But sometimes we trick ourselves. Wow, got so deep. Wow. Turns out adding a light, magic. Lightens up the whole room. It's crazy. I'm about to start doing some vocal processing for this song that I've been sitting on for too long. Because you get sidetracked sometimes. But this guitar, I'm so stoked with this guitar. Oh. Oops. Had my VSX software on. Sounds like this. I'm pretty chuffed with that. I think it sounds sick. Like, that is a pretty edited guitar line. Like, I got it pretty good by playing it, and then I used the Studio One, like, cut quantize feature, which I've kind of recently re-stumbled on, and I've started dialing that in a bit. It's working pretty well. Key is to use cutting, not quantizing. I know that's confusing, I just said quantizing, but you want it to cut the audio as opposed to just try to move transient shapers, or transient markers, sorry. So by cutting it, it kind of keeps intact the actual slice of audio, whereas when it quantizes it and moves the transient marker, it stretches the audio, which kind of results in sort of like a weird warbling kind of bad vibe of a thing. It's a, yeah, important difference. Oh, it's starting to rain. That's nice. It's like the first proper rain. Crazy. It's been a hot summer. I know I said that before, but worth reiterating. Been a hot summer. Alright, I'm gonna work on this. Maybe I'll just like montage it or something. Still trying to get better at guitar. Oh, this is harder to talk and do. Probably good practice. I used to practice guitar a lot, but then as I've done more producing and mixing, it's just kind of slipped. I guess because I'm doing it, like when I'm producing, you know, like the bulk of it is me using a mouse and a keyboard. And then when I am using guitar, I mean, like at some point you get good at editing sound, right? So I do a decent take and then I do another decent take and I merge the two to make a good take, as opposed to just being better at guitar and getting a really good take. And honestly, it's not even that hard to get good at. Well, not hard to get competent at. I've said it before, I think my biggest issue with guitar is I just get lots of fret buzzing when I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing these just scale runs, just to kind of improve the dexterity and power of my fingers. It's a bit painful. Can't even see what I'm doing. So basically, just doing scales up the neck. Going too fast. Once you start messing up, you know you're going too fast. Hopefully the rain's not too loud. This is also a great way to learn how to do alternate picking, just doing like, if you're new to guitar. But my guitar technique is not great. I'm a functional player. My tool is the computer. That's my instrument. I don't need to go over the top with this. I just need to get better at it. It's also for chords, I think. Just to, yeah, reduce fret buzz. So annoying. So I weirdly have a headache, and, well, not really weirdly, I feel like I always have headaches. I need a break from the mix I'm doing because my brain is kind of imploding. I'm going to bounce out a few more songs, a few more versions of a song for a band that I've worked with called Caramel. Really cool vibes, kind of Tame Impala-y meets like shoegaze, slow dive kind of thing. Oh, this is annoying. Just text dinging, doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just kind of current headspace, really just trying to make my services like better, I guess. What that means in this particular environment is not just giving a mix, you know, every time I finish a mix, giving a acapella, instrumental, backing track, if they need that, I guess. That's maybe where it gets a little bit case by case. Stems that are mixed, group like buses that are mixed, just you basically just giving them everything that they might need. Whereas I feel like historically I've operated off a really, like, they ask for it and they get it. But I want to start transitioning, I don't know, just like more professionally, I guess, into kind of, you know, here it is, like in advance, as opposed to waiting until they ask for it, because it realistically doesn't really take me that long to do. It's just like I need to sit down and do it. So I think that's kind of a good step to start that kind of higher quality service, I guess, beyond the actual mixing itself or production, just as like a kind of building block, you know. So yeah, I will start doing that. Generally it's pretty easy because I just put everything into buses. Hopefully when I mute something, it all works. Oh, what's happened? Wow, I did this a long time ago. Huh. It's wild. I've got like speaker calibration, and just then listening, I was like, what's happening? Like, what did I do wrong? But it was just on a different speaker calibration. So just trying to get more organized with just like how my folders are all kind of organized, I guess, and what things are labeled like. I just want to mess up. I guess it kind of comes down to I don't want to ever have somebody ask for something and me be like, oh, I don't know where that is. Like, I just want it to be really clear, really clearly labeled. A nice organizational system as well, so that I don't have to think about it when I'm doing it. I just like, oop, my folders are structured like this and all that stuff. I think it kind of like you put a bit of effort in on the front end, and then it just makes your life a bit easier kind of on the back end. With a lot of things, I guess that applies. Only tricky thing with bouncing instrumentals is, or acapellas, generally my process is I mix it with limiting and all of that, and then when I master it, I turn off all of the limiting, bounce it out, then bring it into a mastering session. And so then when I kind of come back, I like never have the limiter back on, and I've always like turned it down, so I have to kind of re-find a sweet spot to actually have the limiter hitting so that it's loud. I should really just like figure out a better system for that. Just turn it down and then turn it back up once I'm done, or have like a kind of standard limiter that just catches the peak so that nothing's clipping at the end. That'd probably be smart. Yeah, systems are important. Good to have. Recommend working on it, just in whatever you're doing. I'm definitely not like an expert or an angel in that particular regard, because I just don't always have systems, but when I do, everything feels so much more organized, and I feel like it allows you to be more creative in a way that you can't without rigidity. I think there's this like misconception that to be creative you need it to be you need things to be just super flexible. Oh, why are you guys? Weird. It's weird soloing. Yeah, I feel like you kind of think that you need things to be super flexible. Like you don't want templates, or you don't want a 9 to 5. You want just, oh, I'm feeling like being creative now, and so then you are creative. But I feel like that's stressful, because then you're kind of waiting for that moment. Whereas if you have something that's just like between 10 and 11 I write a song or a beat, or I just work 9 to 5 and that's that, or I have a template that I start my mixes with, and that kind of does like the foundational stuff, and then after that point I then can kind of dive in and get really creative with the effects and with the processing on like individual channels. I feel like that kind of rigidity is super important, and that's where having systems, templates, just practices, routines, all of that can become really, really helpful. So yeah, you should definitely do that. Give it a shot. Try it. It might not work for you. Definitely works for me though. I'm always thankful when I have a good little system in place. I'm just going to keep bouncing this out, and then I will continue on to the next thing. Well, this is probably going to be one of those boring videos that just remains in a very similar place the whole video, what my hands are doing here. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Did you enjoy the longer content form? Slightly less editing from my end, I hope. I haven't edited it yet, but when I do edit, the goal is to not do too much, just let it kind of flow. Is loosely 5 times a week too much? So Monday through Friday, giving myself wiggle room. I might miss a day or two here and there, but is that good? Would you rather 5 times a week, less editing, or a weekly kind of compilation that's a bit more edited and curated? Comment below. Hit subscribe, and I'll catch you next video. I'll see you tomorrow. Damn.